Hello, GMan 5B, and welcome to your first recap. In fact, it is a precap of Season 13. I am, of course, Full Metal. That's why it's on my YouTube channel. Funnily enough, that's how this thing works. And we're only a little division, so we've got 7 rounds, 8 teams. We're going to look at the teams first. We're going to... I haven't done this for a few seasons, so frankly, this is going to be awful. We'll get better as we go along. Now, I definitely know some of the names in this division. There's some I don't know yet, but I'm sure I'll get to know you. If you have anything interesting you want to tell me about the teams, you can tag me on Discord. If anything crazy happens in the games, I would love to hear about it. If you end up with a divisional Discord, you can invite me to that too, and I can keep track of it there. But otherwise, we're going to look at who is in the division. I built these divisions, so I should already be somewhat aware. I also built them with some racial balance in mind, so there's a nice mix of kill, not kill, control, agility, and a dwarf team. Which, no offense, Renas, but you're a dwarf team. You're gonna be not the most popular member of the division, I'm afraid. Now we're gonna start with a werewolf, their wolf, Coach Ezekiel. Guy I know very well. We spent a lot of time chatting during his time in Rebel, and he's already rolled a Mighty Blow Werewolf, which means I instantly hate him, because I don't have a Mighty Blow Werewolf on my current Necro team, and that's not fair. But he's also got a Flesh Golem level, which is really hard to do early, so that's nice. Dirty player on the zombie. He's picked up his 3rd reroll. This is a Necro team that means business. Everything is getting forward, leveling up. It's looking nice. It's looking good. I'm impressed by the early development. Anyone kills that Mighty Blow Werewolf, there may be a bounty involved, because I haven't... As soon as I get one, I'll take the bounty away. But while I haven't got one, and he has, kill it. Kill it good. Otherwise, nah, the development's perfect. The level ups are great. I love the guard on the white because he got the Mighty Blow on the Werewolf. That's a great pickup. That's a smart build, I like it. Next up, we've got Big Dippers, coached by Sticky B. This is a lizard team, already in fear of that claw. But he's also already got a block skink. That's really good for a lizard team. Doesn't have an Apo yet, which I'm a little bit scared for him for. But obviously he's gone for the Sixosaurus, Croxagore, no Apo, early start, 2 rerolls as well. So that's his first 2 job. I'm assuming he's lost a Saurus somewhere down the line. If I check his statistics, there's going to be a death, 2 deaths sustained, yeah. That'll be why he doesn't have the Apo and the reroll, because he's had to replace the dead guys. He's also got a Stand Firm Croxagore, which is a brilliant pickup for Croxagores, because it synergizes with the tail. Lovely. And a Diving Tackle Skink. I do prefer Sidestep first on my Skinks, but, you know, I'm not going to sniff at a Diving Tackle Skink. The block's nice, but, like I said, there's a couple of Saurus really close to leveling up, so if he gets the chance, gets a bit of a dominant position in the game, I would love to see you go for that Saurus handoff in a touchdown, but it's a bit scary with only 2 rerolls, so, you know, only do it if you're already in a dominant position in the game. Otherwise, you know, you'll get there. Get that Apple as soon as possible. Next up, we have a Gravitas free team coached by Hobbs MG. This is a rat team. It's a really nice rat team, to be honest. I saw this when I invited it. I love the Wrestle Horns Gut Runner. That's a beautiful start. He's already got Mighty Blow and a Storm Vermin, so that's looking great for him. He doesn't have a Rat Ogre, so there's huge points in the bank as far as I'm concerned. 3 rerolls, Apo. Players he needs, you know, with a Skaven team, it's always worth getting a couple of extra linemen. He would have 13, where, of course, I Love You present, so he's going to have 12 for next game. It's only an MNG though, so he doesn't have to fire him, so then he will be back to 13, which isn't a bad place to be at all. It is just that MNG that's going to hurt me a little in the first match. But it's a nice looking team. I love the Wrestle Horns, that's so good. Like, yeah, tackle next, beautiful. Tackle strip ball, perfect combo to pick up there, and then he's going to be a true terror of this division. Chaos goes forth by Styrka? I thought it was Striker at first, but it's Styrka. It's going to be Striker, because I'm not going to be able to pronounce Styrka every week. Sorry, dude. That's just the way it's going to be. This is fairly standard Chaos build, apart from the missing players. It's 4 Chaos Warriors, 7 Beastmen. Well, there's a lot of injuries. I think what's happened here, there's been a failure to communicate between you and your players, and they've not yet realised that when it says kill team, it means you kill the other guys. We'll check the injuries real quick, see if anything's serious. That's an MNG, that's fine. Copper Perkins has got an MNG, that's also fine. And Private S Baldric is also MNG. I do recognise them as it's a Blackadder themed team, hence the Chaos goes 4th. Captain Edwin Blackadder being in there with strength 5 is a beautiful start. He's got his killer piece. He's got a couple of block. It's a nice start. This is one to watch because when he gets his players back, and he's already got block on a Chaos Warrior as well, so he's got some Chaos Warrior level ups. This Chaos starts slow, but he's somewhat already getting there with having 3 block players and a Mighty Blow player. Sure Hand's coming through soon, maybe on one of these block goats or the next guy level, depending if he gets Agi somewhere. Maybe you might want to wait for that. I don't know. But it's a start, and it's looking nice. And Strength 5 Chaos Warriors seem to be going around at the moment, and they're rather good. Next up, we've got Lozra, who is, for full disclosure, a terrible human being. Absolutely horrible. He played rats that wouldn't die, and I played against him, and I couldn't kill them. And he's also recapping my division, so I know that no matter what, so basically what's going to happen is it's going to be a war of recaps. He's going to say something horrible about my team, and then I'm going to come and recap his division and say something horrible at his team. So I'm going to get out there ahead by saying he's a terrible human being and feel free to kill all of his players. I actually really like the guy, so it's not true. He's a lovely fella. You're going to have a lot of fun playing him because he's genuinely one of those guys who's just really, really fun to play. So, he's already had some players killed, which is nice. He's got a kick lineman, which is perfect for elves. He's got a couple of dodge already, no doubles or anything fancy. 2 rerolls and an apple. The apple maybe hasn't come through quite quickly enough for these linemen that are absent. But inducement elves, they're pretty much best elves really. So don't underestimate him. But it is nice to see that his players can die because his rats, like I say, couldn't die. My Brett team spent an entire match piling on and fouling his rats, and they just were like, "No, we'll just get KO'd, and then we'll come back, and then we'll get KO'd again, and then we'll come back," and it tilted me off the face of the planet. So it's good to see that some of his players can die, but when they stop dying, that's where you've got to worry because he's actually a very good coach. So watch out for him. Maiden Maniac with a dark elf team. There's another elf team in this division, which is nice. 2 elf teams in one division, and look at that! Look at that! That is ridiculously good, isn't it? Like, May Indmal probably needs to be fired. You don't want to keep an Agi 3 elf, especially when he's only got 1 out of 6 SPP. But this boy has Maniac has farmed SPP in all. Look at this. Look, dodge. It's all dodge, all the way down. He's got 8 dodge, 8 level ups, 8 dodge. It's not necessarily exciting. It's not necessarily the most. It's not going to set the world on fire. But you know what? That's going to be a nightmare for everyone except the dwarf team. So let's hope for his sake he doesn't play the dwarf team first game. No one else is going to do anything to these players. It's going to be incredibly infuriating for you all. And well done, Maniac. That's a great like distribution of SPP. You don't tend to see that quite so nicely spread out in 4-game teams. That's really, I'm impressed. Okay, so that's a good start. We've got Kislev as well. Last Kislev out of Leapers. I'm famously not a fan of Kislev because they start incredibly slow and everything is expensive. And to prove that they start incredibly slow, like, look, this is a 12-player team with 2 skills, one of which is movement, one of which is wrestle, and it already costs 1,200 TV. And that's my problem with Kislev is you can't buy them too fast because the more positionals you get, the less. The SPP doesn't increase with number of positionals, so there's only so much SPP available in a game, so you can't buy too many players, otherwise you just end up with massive TV but no actual skills, and they don't really come with useful skills to start with, so that's a trap we've got to make sure that Azan does not fall into. But plus movement on a catch is a great start. That's so movement 8 is so nice, so that's good. And a wrestle lineman and Kislev is your absolute go-to. Right now that lineman is more dangerous and more interesting than either of these blitzers, which is crazy to say and nuts, but it's true. It's just how Kislev work. Get wrestle on a lineman, and no ball is ever safe. We like that somewhat. Right, finally we've got the Mean Mountain Manglers by Renas. And it's a dwarf team with a death roller, no less. And not just any death roller, it's a block death roller. Well, I'm not going to be popular for putting these in the division, am I? Someone I'm assuming I'm going to get hate mail in my inbox. He's also got a plus movement runner, which I like. Hopefully that's not a terrible injury. It's a niggle. That's problematic, but I would definitely still keep it, I think. Because obviously you can protect runners, and movement 7 is so good on dwarves. He's already got a Mighty Blow Longbeard. He's only got 1 Troll Slayer at present. And 2 team rerolls, because obviously he's had to worry about the death roller. I'm assuming he's going to be going for the stadium enhancement of Bribe Stadium, because, you know, death rollers tend to work that way. But, you know, he's got a Mighty Blow, which is, like, terrifying for just about everyone. He's got a block death roller, which is also terrifying for everyone. He's got a Mighty Blow Blitzer. We're going to need to see some guard coming through soon. Remember, it's not just Mighty Blow all the way down, Renas. Otherwise, you're going to, you know, if you don't get the guard, you're going to have problems with the Chaos, especially with the Strength 5 boy. So, well, you could probably just death roller him, I guess. But yeah, it's a nice start. It's looking good. So we're going to pop over to the schedule. What's going to happen is I'm going to review who is playing who, and then we're going to make a prediction. I may have some guests on in the future, but given my incredibly insane random schedule and recording times, it'll probably just be me. So if you don't like the sound of my voice, I'm very sorry, 5B. So first up, we've got the Mean Mountain Manglers versus the last Kislevite Leapers. Now, this is probably the worst matchup the Kislev could have had game 1, but then again, the dwarves are probably the worst matchup for almost any team in the division, so there's that. I can't see this going the Kislev's way. It might, if the Kislev play incredibly canny, you know, they go fast, get the death roller off, and manage to do something to interrupt the dwarven counter drive, but I feel like this is one of those games where you're just hoping your armor 8 holds against the Mighty Blow, and maybe trying to snatch a draw. I kind of want to say that's going to go the Mean Mountain Manglers way, but we'll have to see. Obviously, I only know some of the guys in the division, so I don't know who's a true threat and who is going to be a problem down the line. So maybe, you know, he's a much better coach and he will win. I can't tell you. All I can say, looking at the teams, I'm going to go with the Mean Mountain Manglers on that one. Next up, we've got the Black Creek Buccaneers versus Werewolf Theirwolf. Now, Werewolf Theirwolf is a nice-looking Necro team, but this is a very developed Dark Elf team, and whilst Frenzy is somewhat ghetto tackle, there's a reason you don't pick Frenzy over tackle when you're playing a lot of dodge. It's a go-to if you have to, but you'd rather take tackle, and he's not there yet. So I think the Black Creek Buccaneers are in the dominating position, but a couple of casualties from Werewolf Theirwolf, if that Mighty Blow Claw fires, could turn things around. I'm going to give it to the elves, but I think it'll be a close one. It could easily be a draw. And you know what? It could easily be a Werewolf Theirwolf win, but I'm just a little bit in favour of the Black Creek Buccaneers there. Planet Fried Ocean Sentry versus the Big Dippers. I've already forgotten who Oh, that was Lazarus High Elves. I'm going to give it to the Lizards. Sorry, Lazarus, but I think that's how this season's going to go. No, to be fair, you're a High Elf team without many skills, and they're a Lizard team, and they don't need that many skills. They're just going to bulk up and beat you down, and that's what Lizards do early. And I think I'm going to have to give it to Planet Fried Ocean Sentry, unless you pull out some Elven magic. High Elves are more of a long burn team, and this early on, having to fight all that strength, you don't really have the tools to pull out magic just yet. Finally, Chaos goes forth versus a Gravitas-free team. This is a Chaos team without many skills and no dedicated ball carrier, and that's a Rat team. Now, logic tends to say the Rat team are going to come out on top there, because that's what Skaven do. They absolutely abuse teams who don't yet have all of their ball-carrying positionals. Trust me, I played in the Greenhorn myself. I played against the Skaven team, and I made the mistake of not setting up back down the field in case they got a blitz, and they got 3 blitzes. So, yeah, if you make those kind of mistakes, you're going to lose 4-0 like I did. Don't make those kind of mistakes, and it might be better, but Skaven just excel in matchups like this. There's one Mighty Blow on the Chaos team, and it's not even on the block guy. You know, there's no tackle. There's a very few block because of their MNG. I kind of want to give that to the Skaven as well. We'll see how it falls out. Obviously, there's no leaderboard to track because nobody's played. I'm going to be doing these hopefully every Wednesday, so if you can get your games played before Wednesday, that'd be fantastic. And I really don't have much more to say. I really do hope you guys all have a great season. Do please not take anything personally unless your name's Lara or Ezekiel, who are both, like I say, guys that I know very well, and I'll be a little bit harsher too. You know, it's just, and I don't know the rest of you nearly that well, so I can't yet predict based on coach skill. If you're sitting there feeling a little bit gypped that I've not done you justice, well, get out there in the field and prove me wrong. That's part of the fun. Otherwise, if you've got anything you want me to know about your team, give me a PM. I'll see you in a week when hopefully there's a lot of blood and a lot of touchdowns on the field. You all stay classy now, folks.